Is that your water in there? Could I at least, do we at least have a dollar in the EBT so I can at least get water? Because I just spent $60, so. No? I can't understand. Oh, okay. Okay, whenever you're ready to give it to me. I'm just gonna spend $1 on water just because there's nothing in drink and I'm thirsty. But I mean, can I make some salmon and Brussels sprouts and some mashed potatoes? I just wanted some salmon and some cheese right now.
You can spend $1.
Or I think the jug of water is $2 or $1. We make it at 7.
OXO takes pride in making every day better, so we can feel better about doing this. That's because OXO partners and milk makes 100% OXO 1% for the planet. Join us this Earth Day.
It's too hot. white itchy cream discharge, you're gonna want to use this, okay? This is Pure pH Wash. It is used on the outside of your vagina. Keep it nice and clean. It's gonna help clear up all that nasty discharge, okay? And then after, you're gonna use this, okay? Oh my God, look at this right here. So it's gonna help with irritation, you know, and guess what? It's gonna help that pussy smell yummy.
And I just fell in love with a gangster, so I hold him down like an anchor. He said if I keep it 100, that he keep me safe like a banker. Nowadays I be making him famous. She the princess, so fuck who you lames is. Of course I be pushing they buttons. I hold her control like the game is. Like keep it a stack. Bitches is ass if we keeping it crack. Bad little redhead, she about the black. We come out, it's a movie, but we don't do back. Live from London, straight from the palace. Manda Megalis, I text us like Dallas. Keep it a bean, yo. He talk nice cause the pussy gave me how. Keep it a stack. Bitches move out cause they know I got bands. They be chatting, I don't give a damn, and I'm still getting money. I know who I am. Tryna be low, he. And I just fell in love with a gangster, so I hold him down like an anchor. He said if I keep it 100, that he keep me safe like a banker. Nowadays I be making him famous. She the princess, so fuck who you lames is. Of course I be pushing they buttons. I hold her control like the game is. Like keep it a stack. Bitches is ass if we keeping it crack. Bad little redhead, she about the black. We come out, it's a movie, but we don't do back. Live from London, straight from the palace. Manda Megalis, I text us like Dallas. Keep it a bean, yo. He talk nice cause the pussy gave me how. Keep it a stack. Bitches move out cause they know I got bands. They be chatting, I don't give a damn, and I'm still getting money. I know who I am. Tryna be low, he. And I just fell in love with a gangster, so I hold him down like an anchor. He said if I keep it 100, that he keep me. Princess, so fuck who you lames is. Of course I be pushing they buttons. I hold her control like the game is. Like keep it a stack. Bitches is ass if we keeping it crack. Bad little redhead, she about the black. We come out, it's a movie, but we don't do back. Live from London, straight from the palace. Manda Megalis, I text us like Dallas. Keep it a bean, yo. He talk nice cause the pussy gave me how. Keep it a stack. Bitches move out cause they know I got bands. They be chatting, I don't give a damn, and I'm still getting money. I know who I am. Tryna be low, he. And I just fell in love with a gangster, so I hold him down like an anchor. He said if I keep it 100, that he keep me safe like a banker. Nowadays I be making him famous. She the princess, so fuck who you lames is. Of course I be pushing they buttons. I hold her control like the game is. Like keep it a stack. Bitches is ass if we keeping it crack. Bad little redhead, she about the black. We come out, it's a movie, but we don't do back. Live from London, straight from the palace. Manda Megalis, I text us like Dallas. Keep it a bean, yo. He talk nice cause the pussy gave me how. Keep it a stack. Bitches move out cause they know I got bands. They be chatting, I don't give a damn, and I'm still getting money. I know who I am. Tryna be low, he. He said like a bank. I be making. She the princess. She they butt. Like bitch. Been a crap. That head shit. I be pushing they buttons. I hold a control like the gamers. Like keep it a stack. Bitches is ass if we keeping it crack. Bad little redhead shit out the black. We come out, it's a movie, but we don't do back. Live from London, straight from the palace. Manda my gallus, I text us like Dallas. Keep it a bean, yo. He talk nice cause the pussy gave me how. Like keep it a stack. Bitches move out cause they know I got bands. They be chatting, I don't give a damn, and I'm still getting money. I know who I am. Tryna be low, he and I just fell in love with a gangster, so I hold him down like an anchor. He said if I keep it 100, that he keep me safe like a banker. Nowadays I be making him famous. She the princess, so fuck who you lames is. Of course I be pushing they buttons. I hold a control like the gamers. Like keep it a stack. Bitches is ass if we keeping it crack. Bad little redhead shit out the black. We come out, it's a movie, but we don't do back. Live from London, straight from the palace. Manda my gallus, I text us like Dallas. Keep it a bean, yo. He talk nice cause the pussy gave me how. Like keep it a stack. Bitches move out cause they know I got bands. They be chatting, I don't give a damn, and I'm still getting money. I know who I am.
Yeah.
Be low, he
Hi guys.
So I hold him down like an anchor. He said if I keep it 100, that he keep me safe like a banker. Nowadays I be making him famous. She the princess, so fuck who you lames is. Of course I be pushing they buttons. I hold a control like the gamers. Like keep it a stack. Bitches is ass if we keeping it crack. Bad little redhead shit out the black. We come out, it's a movie, but we don't do back. Live from London, straight from the palace. Manda my gallus, I text us like Dallas. Keep it a bean, yo. He talk nice cause the pussy gave me how. Like keep it a stack. Bitches move out cause they know I got bands. They be chatting, I don't give a damn, and I'm still getting money. I know who I am. Tryna be low, he and I just fell in love with a gangster, so I hold him down like an anchor. He said if I keep it 100, that he keep me safe like a banker. Nowadays I be making him famous. She the princess, so fuck who you lames is. Of course I be pushing they buttons. I hold a control like the gamers. Like keep it a stack. Bitches is ass if we keeping it crack. Bad little redhead shit out the black. We come out, it's a movie, but we don't do back. Live from London, straight from the palace. Manda my gallus, I text us like Dallas. Keep it a bean, yo. He talk nice cause the pussy gave me how. Like keep it a stack. Bitches move out cause they know I got bands. They be chatting, I don't give a damn, and I'm still getting money. I know who I am. Tryna be low, he and I just fell in love with a gangster, so I hold him down like an anchor. He said if I keep it 100, that he keep me safe like a banker. Nowadays I be making him famous. She the princess, so fuck who you lames is. Of course I be pushing they buttons. I hold a control like the gamers. Like keep it a stack. Bitches is ass if we keeping it crack. Bad little redhead shit out the black. We come out, it's a movie, but we don't do back. Live from London, straight from the palace. Manda my gallus, I text us like Dallas. Keep it a bean, yo. He talk nice cause the pussy gave me how. Like keep it a stack. Bitches move out cause they know I got bands. They be chatting, I don't give a damn, and I'm still getting money. I know who I am. Tryna be low, he and I just fell in love with a gangster, so I hold him down like an anchor. He said if I keep it 100, that he keep me safe like a banker. Nowadays I be making him famous. She the princess, so fuck who you lames is. Of course I be pushing they buttons. I hold a control like the gamers. Like keep it a stack. Bitches is ass if we keeping it crack. Bad little redhead shit out the black. We come out, it's a movie, but we don't do back. Live from London, straight from the palace. Manda my gallus, I text us like Dallas. Keep it a bean, yo. He talk nice cause the pussy gave me how. Like keep it a stack. Bitches move out cause they know I got bands. They be chatting, I don't give a damn, and I'm still getting money. I know who I am. Tryna be low, he
Okay guys, I have to stop for now because I have to do this video real quick because this is very important, right? This is so important that you guys need to literally, like, thank you so much Instagram for actually verifying, giving me the meta check. I think it's very important. And there is a guy that I really need to answer and talk to as well because I've learned so much about the check, the meta check, just from last night, right? I've had different Instagrams before, just because I recorded like myself in situations when I was homeless, you know, just I try to get information out there. You know, Black Lives Matter is out there right now, you know, and a lot of them, they don't know what to do with the money that they have. And I think that's why they're doing what they're doing, or they did what they're doing, or they seemed like they failed to complete their mission, but they didn't fail because it continues. You know, the mission continues. Helping and building Black lives is so important because so many Black lives have died. So many Black lives suffer even still today, even with myself. So many Black lives need your support and your help, especially if you're Black. You understand? Because now what's happening is, now they've seen the white people that were racist in the past attacking black people, and they cannot reach those white people, or they cannot fight back to defend themselves, or to release their energy, or to release their cry. So they're abusing their own people. Like, even in my own household, like, it happens. Families are fighting with each other. This is not okay. You cannot say that because we're family we can fight and we can hit on each other. No, it's against the law. When somebody in your family member comes to put their hands on you, make sure that you have your camera, your pepper spray, and your taser. You understand that? Especially if you're weak physically, you're disabled, especially because what happens is they can put a case on you, right? You could put a case on them as well. You bring this to the law, because you cannot put these matters in your own hands. Now, when you tell your family that you're disabled and they deny that you're disabled, they refuse to accept, now that's on them, because you have released this information. The government has put me down as a mental patient. They give me government checks. They give me government assistance. They help me, and so I'm almost always ready to try to go to a shelter, right? Because I feel like I'm more watched. I feel more safe at a shelter. Shelters actually are they have a lot of crazy people in shelters, which is really hard. And it's like a lot of times, like, the security guards are like African or black, and they don't know what to do when people try to fight. They don't do their part. They get emotionally involved into the fight. That's the only thing that makes the shelter dangerous. And then when you go outside, there's a lot of black people outside in these shelters, like Path, where they're attacking other black women. Or if you look ugly, if your hair is messed up, if your stomach is not right. Like, one time I had my stomach out, and it's hot. I was itching, I was scratching, I was going through so much, I was hearing voices. And God told me that he put these stretch marks on my stomach is because a lot of people were confusing me for being a transgender and a man, right? And a lot of people were hurting and beating on transgenders. They were attacking transgenders in the black community a lot. That I've never really seen it happen in the white community, but I've seen it happen in the black community. I've heard of it. You know what I mean? Where, they're like, you fag, and all this stuff. And so they yelling at me, oh, that's a man in the middle of the street. That's a man. Like, it's so embarrassing. It's so painful to see you treat other people like that. Even if they're transgender, it's none of your business for you to go out and hurt somebody else. You don't know what mental issues or what mental problems they're going through. I'm not saying all gay people are got a mental disorder, but to be honest, I just feel like being gay is like just I feel like it is a disorder. And I'm sorry and forgive me if that's like something that you feel like hurts you. This is meant to help I'll open a door for you to communicate with me and be as respectful as you can, because black lives are people too, right? We understand white lives matter. We understand all lives matter, right? All lives matter, but we're talking about the race that's crying out, that's killing your queen. Because that's why they're getting attacked, because they're attacking your queen, your black queen. If you attack your black queen, you're attacking yourself, because karma is a bitch. Karma is serious. God attacked when your queen is praying to God. When I pray to God, or when Rihanna, Beyonce, or whoever is out here delivering the message, trying to help the black community the best way they can, and you go online and you tell them they're ugly, they're not doing, she's too fat, these celebrities are going out there getting injections. They're going out there getting their butts done to impress you so you can accept them as regular people. Don't be a bully. Don't tell them they're not good enough. Don't tell them their picture is not pretty enough. It's bad. Surgery is bad. It's unhealthy. You understand that? Even if you want to look young, age gracefully. Allow yourself to age gracefully. You understand? Because you do not want to tamper with your body. Because in the future, you're not going to be able to That's why celebrities are not doing much. Like, they have more than they're giving, is because it's expensive to be them. They have to pay for fillers, because they have to keep on paying. They have to pay for their bills. And every time you don't like something, they have to pay for that. They have to pay for people that are trying to sue them every time they mess up. So it's like, it's hard for celebrities to come down here and try to help you guys out, especially in the Black community, if you're not allowing them to be as beautiful as they are, even if they're quote unquote ugly, which I don't believe anyone's ugly, but even if they're quote unquote, or if they are ugly, if that's what you feel, allow them. It's God is looking at you as a person, you people, because they're serving. Their life is on the line every day they go under that knife. To impress you, to feel prettier, to look better, to do this. They're insecure and they're telling you that. So you're being a bully when you poke back and you telling them that they're not good enough and they're giving so much and you're giving them your money. Yes, you're giving them your money and they're building homes with your money, and then you start crying and you're saying they're not good enough. They're not doing enough. Because they need to save money so they can continue to serve. They don't have nowhere else to go. They can't come down here because you guys are going to attack them with kisses. Attacking with kisses is not always a good thing. When you see a whole crowd running after you, it doesn't matter if they're running after you with love. You don't know how to react if you're not physically prepared to receive that crowd. And that's what was happening to me. I'm not even a celebrity yet, but people outside were treating me like a celebrity, taking pictures of me, doing autograph, different things, and it terrified me. It terrified me. It's not something that I was like, it's like you smile for a moment, but then once people start taking pictures of you, now they know what you look like. They know where to find you if they really want you. So just think about that. So every time I'm going out there, and then when I come home and my mother tells me, you're not mentally disabled. You know what you're doing. You know what you're talking about. Why would I be here if I spent 4 years homeless on the street? Why would I be here if I wasn't that desperate? I was dying on the street. God told me you need to go home, go to your mother. That's what God said in his guardian angels. And guess what? When I went to her, she was right outside. That's how I knew God was the one telling me to go there. And then she talks to me and she tells me, oh, they're not, your sister and brother are not doing good. They're this and that. And then later on, she changes the stories and says she never said that. This is why it is so important for you to have a camera. Be careful when you have that camera, because a lot of people don't want you to snitch on them, right? But it's for your own protection, because who's going to defend you? I'm telling you this now, because in case I'm dead, don't say I never told you so, right? It's in your hands now, right? You guys, I need your support. I'm scared to live alone, because I'm too nice. I need a boyfriend with me, but I can't trust men. I can't trust men. My ex-boyfriend Tyler is a white guy. He got me raped. Gang raped or whatever, but it wasn't really gang rape. It was one guy, and he made me do crystal meth. And I was so fucked up, I damn near died. I had to go to the psych ward, to the hospital, and get checked up. I reported it to the police, and they said, you surrendered. I had to surrender. The man had a gun. What's going on with the police force? I don't understand that. The man had a gun. You had to surrender. Do you want to die? How do you want to die today? Do you want to get raped? Or it's just sex, quick sex, right? Please, you know what I told him? I said, please just put a condom on. Do what you gotta do, but put a condom on. He had sex with me right there in the little tent where you can't even tell he's there. I'm like, where is Tyler? I'm looking for Tyler, the love of my life at the time, or even probably still, but I don't know. I'm trying to get rid of him out of my spirit. This is supposed to be my road dog, right? Because I'm feeding him. He's a white guy, but he's hanging with black guys too, because they had him in a trap. They were giving him these drugs. He said they were giving him drugs and he couldn't stop doing them. And they had him on the strip. So they were like, he said they thought he was gay. They wanted to fuck him. So that's why God sent me there, and they fucked me instead. Because in my head, I'm like, well, I'm a woman. What am I here for? I didn't even know I was going there to meet Tyler. I didn't know who they tell me that's Adam. And back in my past life, I was Eve. It's too much information. It's really hard to accept that. How am I supposed to accept that? Do you think Eve feels like she's going to be welcomed in this world after she ate the apple and then sin entered into the world? People are trying to kill Eve at this point. They're like, it's her fault. It's not her fault. It's not her fault. And they say it's not God's fault either. She had to eat. She had to learn. Just like you got to go to school. You got to pay your tuition. You got to pay your, you know what I mean? You want to learn. Every day, you got to go to daycare. You got to go to first grade, second grade. That's eating a part of that apple. Because if you don't got the knowledge, you're not going to survive in this world. And God is watching everybody in this world to see how they react. It's just like you put the mouse inside of a cage or a science lab and see how they're going to act when you do. It's the same thing. But God warned you. He said He warned Eve and Adam, but He didn't mean don't. I don't want you to learn. I'm just telling you this is what's going to happen. Don't eat it because lest you die. And Satan said, you know what? Eat because you're not going to die. He lied. You're going to know. No, he only told a part of the truth. He said, you're going to know, but you're going to die. But death is a part of a lesson and the part of life, because eternal life is forever. Death is kind of somewhat of a blessing. It's how you die that makes it a curse. You want to die in your sleep. You don't want to die, period. But at least if you're out of choice, you want to die sleep fully, like with a good sleep and, you know, feeling well rested. You know, just, you know, because if the Bible says, let go of your life and God will give you new life. Because the more you try to hang on to your life, the more He snatches it from you. You know, so it's almost like taking a chance on everything that you do. When I sit in this room, in this bed, it's a chance. I'm taking a chance. You see all this? Electricity is everywhere. Water, electricity, anything could happen in here. Anything could happen. So when you don't donate, Black Lives Matter, right? When you don't donate to Black people or to the Black community, and you choose to, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, I don't know what your issue is or what you may be going through up there, and I don't know what you guys may be going, I don't want to yell at y'all, because everybody has a position, and everybody has a mission, everybody has a job to do on earth, right? And it's like, you can't give one person to do all the work. We all here as a team, right? We are here as team members. We're not here to be like this part. They did the best that they could, and they did a great job, because when Black Lives Matter opened up, people started to see that they were being watched, because people were killing Black people in secret. Imagine they kill your Black queen, the powerful queen. You don't think Black people are powerful? You don't think that gold is over there? You need each other. We need Black people. We need white people. We need Spanish people. It's not just white and Blacks that are being racist. Spanish people are now being racist too, towards Black people, probably even towards each other. But I can't speak for other races. I can only speak for my race. When I was homeless and I was on the street, a lot of white people donated. They gave me money, and they made me feel safer. That's why I was going to the white neighborhoods, because I felt safer. Little did I know they had the KKK. Some people were KKK. And then some people were warning me she needs to get out of here. They don't want her here. You don't know what they're going to do to you. You end up with a white boyfriend. You don't know if his daddy's KKK. You don't know if he's KKK. Because this one Black girl on Murray or whatever dated a white guy and ended up, and he poured gasoline on her and burned her. People like he had a mission. Was he mentally ill? Or he had a mission to burn her? Something happened. You don't do that to Black people. And then in school, you're reminding them of what you did to them. I'm not picking on white people either, because I know they'd be helping, but I don't want Black people to think I'm just being on white people's side, and I haven't been called the N-word by a white guy or a white person. I haven't been told to shut up by a white person. It's been very few, but I have been told to shut up. It's been few. I was raised in a white church. My stepdad was white. It's probably where I learned my English. My brother, my sister, my little sister, and my Leia, and my little brother, and all of he's mixed. They speak proper. They speak English. I learned from them. I didn't know English when I came to the United States. Okay. So it's like when you go in your house, because I know that abuse is in the Black community a lot, because they don't have the knowledge they need. They don't have the finances to discipline their children. In the white community, they can take away your car if you misbehave, and you need your car to hang with your friends, right? They could take away your whatever it is, your Game Boy, this. But in the Black community, we don't have that. We don't have something to take away from her. That's why I gave my child up for adoption. And my sister tells me, my ex-sister, or my pretend sister, or whatever, she says she doesn't like me. You know, she's only pretending, right? So I'm in the midst of enemies, right? And I'll show you the video later because I have to. She says, if you put it on Instagram, you're going to get sued. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm letting you guys know now that she's going to try to sue me if I put it on Instagram. So what does the law say about that? She has to prove that it's, you know, she has to read the information for herself. But I'm telling you that I had to record because she came to the restroom and attacked me about trash that I put at the door that I knew I was going to take out. You know? And what am I supposed to do about that? She was pushing my issues. She knows my issue, so she was pushing my buttons. So she's pushing my buttons so that I may not, so that I can hit her back, so she can have a reason to get me arrested and get me deported. So I could have a bad criminal record. She was born in America. She's not African. I was born in Africa, but I'm a legal immigrant. So you got to be careful with your siblings. You got to report these things. You got to tell on them. You have no choice. What are you going to do when you die? You don't want to die. Be brave, be strong. Get some spray if you can't fight. But make sure you got that camera on so they don't think you did that on purpose. You were doing everything in defense of you know what I mean? So you hear her? She's talking. She doesn't want to hear that. She doesn't want me to say anything. So you guys need to be very serious about your lives. Be serious, you know? Because if you're a queen, you need to tell them what's going on. Because that it's if you're a queen and you don't tell the world what you're trying to do, that's like that's like suicide. Not even suicide. You might be afraid, but that's like you're in a bad position, right? You don't want to say because they're threatening you and telling you if you speak, we're gonna do this to you. This is what's gonna happen. But if you don't speak, then you're allowing it. So all these homes, rich, especially in the rich community, because they practice a lot of rituals. Also in the poor communities, they practice rituals, but they don't even know they're practicing rituals. They're probably doing it, they don't even know what they're doing. You know? So it's very important for you to report these things, to tell that the black people are afraid of the police. That's what they're saying. They're afraid of the police because of what the police, what they're putting in schools. And what the police did to them, or did to some of them. My brother said the police knocked him out in the car one time. When I'm told this information by the law and the grace of God and the power of God, he tells me you must tell them. Find a safe way to tell them. I don't know any safe way to tell them without making it sound like, you know, putting myself out there. Because I'm living in here with, they still in here. They're in here right now, talking to themselves, to each other, listening to this. So anything could happen at the same time. Anything could happen, you know? Cause so they yeah, so So when you tell them, so I told them, you know, I struggle with a mental disorder. You guys be careful, be very careful, you know, because I don't come here to fight. I didn't come in this house to fight, because I'm in here doing this. I'm busy. I don't got time to argue with siblings, with sisters. I came to solve problems, not create problems. I don't got time to fight with you. I don't got time to argue with you. I got bigger problems, hearing voices and all that. Demons, devils, Satans, but I don't know who's telling me terrible things. That it's going to be my head or this and that. They're telling me evil things in my head. The voices. You know? And so I get in a situation where I'm put out here, where I'm like, don't think I'm not in a dangerous position. When they put that check mark on Instagram, and they started, and they invited people as well as myself, and we paid $14, and then the guy says, oh, Why do you, why did you give these people? We paid $40,000 for this check mark, and now you're giving regular people this check mark for $14, $15, because regular people are important just like you are. Remember, Tyler Perry was a homeless man, and now he's a billionaire. Down here, they got billionaires on the street trying to figure out a way to make it. So whenever the pandemic or things like the pandemic, earthquakes, so things start to happen, famines and all those things start to happen, these black people that have learned how to survive, or white people, whoever is on the street, Spanish, whatever color, which I say because I see a lot of community black people on the street. They're running from their hoods because they're getting beat up. They're running from everything. They're running from Bloods, Crips. Guys, they're running from all this violence, but when they get back in the street, it's a whole nother violence because they're hungry now. At this point, they're homeless and hungry, and they need to be they need to be medicated. They don't even need to be medicated, but there are some that do need to be medicated because the medication is the only thing that's helping. But a lot of times when you're diagnosed with something, medication doesn't help. It only makes things worse. That's why you see all these homeless people laid out on the street, because they were so messed up. The medication has got them so sleepy they could barely make it. Everybody that has a mental disorder needs to have an ID that says mentally disordered. So these bus drivers, these people could be careful with these people. Be very careful with these people. You are a doctor. Once you're registered and the sad thing is when people see evil people, I don't know if rich people do it, but I know if poor people see you as a mental patient, they know the government must be helping you, so they know you must have some money on you. So if you're in the hood with this, and the mental people are so open-minded, they tell you everything. You seen people with paranoid schizophrenia, they start talking all their business out there on the street. You see how I'm talking my business out here? It's not like I'm stupid or crazy, but I'm doing what God is telling me to do. What is the right thing is to speak up. It's to speak up. Sometimes it's risky, but God put me through worse. I'm getting all these voices in my head, and it's the voice of my mother and the spirit of the voice of my mother. She's at work, but there is this spirit of the voice of her voice telling me she loves me sexually, and this concubine spirit of something sucking on my breast. And that's why I keep doing this on every video, because it's like her sucking on my breast, but she's not the one doing it. She's literally at work, but it's her thoughts that created themselves into this or something. Because then all of a sudden, or I don't know who did it. Right? And so they say, you shouldn't post your information in social media. When you are an important person, it is important for you to speak up. Do not terrorize important people, and do not terrorize quote unquote unimportant people. Everybody is important. Even the smallest roach, we kill them, but everybody's important. Every human is important. I had to give up alcohol. And I only drank because I was healing. I was abused when I was in Africa. I was beaten as a child. I was thrown against walls as a child by my stepmother when my father was at work. I don't remember my father beating on me, but my brother told me he hit me. But in Africa, there's no laws against this stuff. There's no laws. You can't hit on your kids at first. Or there is no calling the police. You call the police in Africa that your child they're beating on the child. The police is most likely gonna say, what did the child do? They're saying it's a go. It's okay. Do what you got to do. Because they don't have the money. They don't have what America has. If they had the money, they don't have the mind to create laws and to create. So Africa needs your help. And Rihanna is the one person that's going out there helping Africa. Beyonce's going out there helping Africa as well. I appreciate you, Queens. Y'all are doing it. But what I'm saying is that there is so much more we can do, not just in Africa, but even in America. Especially in America. Yes, Africa, but we all live here. Your queens are here. Your queens and kings are here. There's some are probably Africa, but like Trump said, America first. America first, right? So we got to take care of America first. There's a reason why we're here. There's a reason why Rihanna came all the way from Barbados. God brought her all the way from Barbados to America. America needed a Rihanna. We need her. So when they show her with black eyes and being beat up by Chris Brown, no offense to Chris Brown, when they're showing sort of all sorts of different things, right? When they're showing these things, and then they talking about she got hit by a scooter, it's so hard for us to believe. We don't know what's going on up there. They could have probably performed a ritual on her. Somebody probably sent Chris Brown. I mean, what's her name? Kim Kardashian. These are rich people with bodyguards everywhere. Where did you fail? No one's perfect, of course, but she went and got set up in Paris. They put a gun to her head, risked her life, terrified. But the fans are giving you so much money for protection, so it makes you think that it's something happening in the house. There is some kind of connection. There is an enemy in your business. That's what the Lord says. When I go to 24-hour fitness, when I go to Starbucks, when I go to certain businesses, there are certain people that are nice and certain people that hate me, right? And I'm gonna show you a video once I get a chance. I have all this documented, right? When I was at 24-hour fitness and they found me over there, and I asked the guy to allow me to literally I asked the guy to allow me to leave my stuff. To carry my stuff with me because I forgot my lock, right? I forgot my lock. And hold on, guys. I have to get my mace because I do hear my brother and sister talking shit about me right now. They're like, she's crazy, she's this and that. I hear, like, watch. You see? My sister is saying that I ran in front of the car and got hit. And she said that I did it on purpose. Even my brother, they're like, I did it on purpose and tried to kill myself. They said that I did it on purpose, so they're laughing. They laugh. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but they laugh because for them it's a joke. For them it's funny. They don't care. For them, this is funny. It's not funny to get hit by a car. It's not funny to tell somebody. It's a weapon. It's against the law to push a mental patient, especially when they tell you they're mentally ill. Right? Right? So, yeah. So she said, who's really going to believe you, right? Because they know I can hear, right? And so I hope you guys can hear them, right? They're like, who's going to really believe you? You guys know that these words are coming out of her mouth, right? They're not coming out of mine. They're her mouth. So this is how the Lord reveals the situation. Because you know I'm not lying, right? And that's why the money that you donate to my channel and you donate to me.
It's a whole charity. It's a whole charity. That's the business. She
Right.
created a whole GoFundMe.
Right.
Wait.
Right.
What does that show you? Did that person not do everything to get a dollar bill? Child.
Yeah.
Okay, look. Don't play with me.
See that?
Don't
See
play
that?
with me.
See that?
Hey guys,
See that?
my sister
See
is
that?
a crackhead and she used to be on
See
heroin.
that? See that?
So when you see me on your channel and you see her
See
getting
that?
sued, it's me, the
that?
motherfucking goddess. Leia the
that?
goddess, go follow me.
See that? See that?
Follow
See
me
that?
on Instagram, Leia the
See that?
excuse
See
me,
that?
it's about
For
me.
her, it's funny, right?
Leia
her,
the
it's
goddess,
funny.
follow me on excuse me.
For her, it's funny,
Leia the
right?
goddess, follow
And
me
then
on
when I pull out
Instagram.
the mace, right?
And then
It's out
spray
of
me with the
defense.
mace, right?
It's out of defense.
Spray me with the mace,
See?
right?
She refuses. She refuses, and she comes up to me to attack me when I'm in here, right?
Because you're
So
recording
now you
me
see?
without legal
You
substance.
see that? You see that? I have no choice. It's
So
out of
my
defense.
sister is threatening to pepper spray me, but although
Because
I have
guess whose
nothing
house
in
she's
my
in?
hand,
But guess whose room
I have
she's in?
nothing in my
Guess
hand.
who's-
This is
I
not
gave
a
her
room,
that
sweetheart.
phone.
You live in a studio
Guess
apartment.
who's okay?
So
guess who's
look,
guess,
you guys.
guess who's
this
here?
cubic zirconium is trying
Guess
to
who's
pepper
here?
spray me.
Using the phone that
Okay, now
God
it's
told
time
me
to
to
call
give her.
911.
You see? You see? Now she wants to call 911. But that's what I'm saying. You guys have to see what's going on. Because I don't want something bad to happen and you guys don't know.
Yeah, so I have a girl by the name of Sandra Louise. She's not on the
Right.
actually against the law.
She's saying it's
I
against
know
the law,
that
but it's
she
defense.
is, mentally disabled, so she has a mental disorder where most of the time she does not think things through. And I don't know if you guys want to send her. I don't know, like, you know, I don't want her to go to jail, but maybe she needs to go back to the mental institution so she can take her medicine.
You see that? You see that?
Okay, thank you.
So now she's calling the cops, and she's telling them that I'm mentally disordered. I need to go to the hospital,
said you
and
were
I
mentally
need.
disordered.
She said that she knows that she said that she knows that. That's why she called the cops, because I'm speaking up and I'm fighting for myself. So she wants to call the ambulance and call them so that I can. You see that?
You were in the Navy.
You see
You were
that?
in the Navy, okay? So excuse me. You were in the Navy.
You see
so
that?
she technically
She
knows
came
how to
to
beat
me.
me up. Leia
You
the
see how
Goddess.
she came to
Follow
me?
me on Instagram.
You see that?
Follow me on Instagram, Leia the
see
Goddess. Excuse me.
She thinks it's funny.
Follow
For
me
her,
on
it's a
Instagram.
joke.
For her, it's
Unfortunately,
a joke. I was about to be pepper sprayed, and so to
Because
the,
guess
to
what?
The followers
She's in
she
my
bought on
territory.
Instagram, on YouTube.
She's on my
You
territory.
live in a studio apartment.
She's in my
relax.
territory. She's in my space. When somebody comes in your space,
The police are
you gotta
doing
have
this
to. You
too,
gotta
because
be
I'm
ready.
not about to deal with nobody.
And yeah, she said the police is gonna come, so we're gonna document everything. Okay?